All right, welcome to this week's segment of the Help Desk with Joe McDonald from A&M Digital Technologies here with me this week.
Here we are.
Again. So, this is how many shows are we on?
15. I'm running out of fingers and toes at this point.
So, yeah, we're knocking down the shows, and each week you're coming in with a different technology topic that's helping people, whether it be helping cut their costs for their technology usage, or helping keep them safe, or helping them with questions that they have about technology that they need someone to ask. And each week you use those questions and your experience throughout the week with stuff you do with your business and your work to help bring us more information about how we can get better at what we do.
Try to make your technology life a little easier.
Oh yeah, make it a lot easier. So a lot of help desk shows, bringing a lot of good stuff to the community. Again, Joe and Cena McDonald, local business owners, A&M Digital Technologies here in Roane County, Spencer, West Virginia. And this week we are talking about boosting your signal.
Right.
So tell me what we're getting into. Just give me an overview here of what we're looking at.
Well, this is a question I get asked at least once a month.
Right.
And what's funny is to start become more reoccurring is your house, you get cell phone signal one part of the house, not the other, or if I go stand in front of the window and tilt my head a little to the right, I get signal. And what can I do about it?
And that's got to be great. Somebody standing out on their porch trying to talk on the phone, leaning way over. So being in a rural area, that's a challenge.
Right.
Having good phone signal, whether it be at home, in your car, whatever. So we're going to talk about poor signals and poor service. How to make it better.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about what you brought here with us today. This is
okay. This kit here, this is a ZBoost Soho model number YX545, and this is for your home.
Okay.
This kit right here will give you better signal in your home.
Okay, so let's start with that. We're talking about better signal. Tell me about the different types and scenarios that you might have a poor signal that you can help.
Okay. Well, just your house itself, it might be due to your walls. You have thick walls, so part of your house you might be just fine by the window, but if you get in the central part of your house where there's no windows, if you're in a weak signal area, that will kill your signal.
And if you live up a hollow, like most of us in West Virginia do, or behind a mountain, then you're kind of blocked.
Right.
Okay, what about vehicles, cars, if you're on the road? So you have some information for that as well?
Yes. This kit here, this is your home model, but there's also a car model available, which we just don't happen to have with us today. But the car model is very simple. Okay. There's almost it works with almost any model of phone. They're a universal kit.
Right.
It's kind of like a little dock. You set your phone on it, you plug it in your cigarette lighter, that charges the booster, and then there's an antenna that you run through your car, and there's a magnetic antenna that you set on the roof of your car that'll help amplify the signal and give you a stronger signal in your car. Okay,
great. So we're going to talk about two different aspects, one at your home, which you've brought a signal booster in, and one for your vehicle. All right. Let's start off with the vehicle. I know we got some cool stuff here, and I keep wanting to touch it and see what it's all about. But let's talk about the vehicle first. As you said, it comes in a kit.
Right.
You said cigarette lighter. It's crazy that you say that. I think in this day and age now, it's the phone charger plug.
Yeah.
It's literally an accessory plug.
Right.
Yeah. So,
the days of just having one cigarette lighter in your car's gone away.
I know,
pretty much now you've got 3 or 4 in your vehicle, and they're all accessory jacks. You have one dedicated cigarette lighter, but the rest of them are accessory jacks.
Yeah. So when you have your vehicle and you're out driving, you need better signal, whether it be traveling, whatever. How does that work? And I know you kind of mentioned the components, but how does that help you out? Like, how much boost do you get? Is that anything that we can know? How much would it help you? What type of deal? Hold on. Let me back up. Let's start out simple.
Okay.
What type of phones does it work with?
Well, it all depends on the model that you get. The basic model, we can get you model for any phone you have, but the most common model will work with AT&T and Verizon.
Okay.
The Nextel phone.
Any phone that you have in AT&T and Verizon?
Right.
Okay, as long as you're on that.
Right, on that bandwidth. Now, the new phones that had the 4G capability, that's a separate model.
Okay.
And anything that runs on the Nextel network, that requires a different model.
Okay, and then what about the iPhones?
The iPhones, if it's Verizon or AT&T, that doesn't matter. It's just your carrier. It doesn't matter the phone. It's more of the carrier you're using.
So when someone calls you and says, I want a signal booster, that's what they need to know, who their carrier is and what type of phone they have.
Right.
And then you'll fix them up from there with what model they get.
Right.
Okay, and then it's once you get it out, how does it work? Okay. I know you mentioned you plug it into your phone, you plug it in and hook it on your roof. A little bit of detail on that end.
Okay. Well, you get your kit, you get your adapter, you set your phone in there, you plug the adapter into the auxiliary jack cigarette lighter, and that powers up the booster. And then to get the signal itself.
Is it a box that you have to have in your vehicle?
Yeah, it's just a little box that you plug in, and it comes up and it has a little dock. You just set your phone in.
Nice.
It's a universal fit, so it doesn't, there's nothing that plugs into your phone. It's just picking up the signal.
Right, it's just close to it and does it that way. And then you have an antenna on top of your car.
Right, and it's that simple.
Great. Okay, so that's if you're out driving around, and we have a lot of well tender oil field guys that are traveling through the hollows and the hills, and they probably do need service for emergencies and questions, and that could definitely help.
Well, I just talked to someone yesterday that this woman, she was trying to get home and her car was stuck. And she was trying to get a hold of her husband. Well, she was in a spotty service area, so all she was able to get to him is, "I'm stuck." So she sent him 15 text messages. The only one he got was, "I'm stuck." So he runs home trying to find her. Well, he can't get a signal to get her. And she said, "No more. I'm getting a booster."
Yep, and that's important. Safety-wise, if you have little kids, that's always a concern. And again, even for well tenders and the folks that work out in the field, if they have issues or truck breaks down, you need it.
Right.
So very important. Okay, let's switch gears.
Okay.
Tell me about home, and I get to touch it. I see that you have, the Z Boost system here. Tell me about this and how it works and what it does.
Okay. Well, now
I'll hand that to you.
All right. Well, the first thing you always want, I ask the person, they go, "I want a cell phone booster. I want a cell phone booster." The first question I ask is, "Do you have signal at your house?"
Okay.
And that's an important question because they think, "Well, I don't have any signal at the house, but this will fix it." With any cell phone boosting kit, you have to have some kind of steady signal at your house, whether it be inside, outside, on a pole. You have to have some kind of steady signal around your house.
So you need to find that first.
Right.
Before you do anything else, that's step number one, find signal.
Right.
And if you don't have signal, are you out of luck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
so
with this,
you have to have signal somewhere that you can get to.
Now, you don't have to have full 5 bars. You just have some kind of steady signal that you can guarantee constant connection because, if you're standing out there, you turn this way, but you turn this way and you lose it, well, that's not good enough. It needs to be some kind of steady signal.
Right. Even if it's poor, you got to have steady signal. Okay. What's next?
So then you tell me, okay, we've got signal, let's go. So we say this kit, this box actually goes inside your house. This is what takes it from the outside and amplifies it into your house. This model here, at best, will give you 2,500 feet of coverage inside your house.
Okay, that's pretty good coverage. I mean, 2,500 feet will get you through most houses in West Virginia.
Right. Now, that's give or take depending on your wall thickness and all that.
Construction.
But that's why they say at best 2,500
now,
feet.
Does this work with any type of phone? This
model here will work with Verizon, AT&T. It just won't work. It'll give you internet, a 3G connection. It won't give you 4G speeds, and it won't work with Nextel.
So you're in the same boat. Before you buy something, they need to talk to you and figure out what they need.
Right.
Okay, so there's different versions of this for different types of phones, different plans.
Right.
Okay, all right. Good to know. Okay.
So now you get your kit, and this antenna here is your outside antenna. This is what you set outside or wherever you need.
So you just run some cable.
Right, and plug this in. This picks up your cell phone signal.
Old school TV antenna.
Right.
Yep, you're going to take this outside and hook it up.
Right.
Okay. Awesome. And this is very small.
Yeah.
Very small antenna. You can barely see it. It's going to do big things.
Right.
All right.
And on the box here, it tells you, it gives you recommendations of at least 15 feet, vertical feet between the signal and between the antenna and this, so it doesn't pick up interference off of each other and try to.
So you got to get at least 15 feet away from the box. And if you're putting this out on your porch or something, that should be fairly easy to do.
Right, and it comes with standard 50-foot cable, so I mean, the cable's not the issue.
So you got plenty of, you got a whole roll of cable. Nice. Okay, so you can get plenty of distance for this. Put the antenna on that jewel, and then you're good to go.
Right.
So it will boost signal, and then you'll have signal throughout your house.
Right.
Or whatever it may be, your garage.
Right.
Okay. And again, model specific. I think that's important.
Right.
So let's talk about variety. I know we talked earlier, and you said you can get a lot of different versions of this. Talk a little bit about that. What determines the variety? I'm sure cost plays a factor.
Yeah.
As usual, you pay and you get what you pay for.
Right.
Okay.
Well, this is more of a home-based unit. If you have a big garage or if you work in a warehouse or something and you need more signal, there are different models that will give you, further distance.
Yeah. If you're willing to pay for it, you can get bigger and better.
Right.
Okay. Is this where does this one fall? Is this a base model in the middle? Or?
That's about your base model.
Okay. So, and then it just goes up from there. And this gives you 2,500 foot of signal, which is fantastic for a base model. That's pretty incredible.
Oh, yeah.
So, each week you've been bringing in and updating everybody on the technology, and it's crazy how good stuff is.
Oh yeah, and I've talked to several customers I've sold this to, and they all love it.
Right, right.
You know, I had one where they was able to get it on one end of the house, not the other. They put that in. They said, you know, I didn't know how to act. They said, I was in the other end of the house, my phone went off, and I didn't know how to.
Well, and you know, this might be important. If you're like our house, you have the living room, kitchen on one side, the bedrooms in the back. When you go to bed at night, if you don't have signal in the back of your house, you know, and if an emergency happens, your phone only works on one side of the house. That could be bad news.
Right.
So this could literally save you.
Right.
And or just keep you from jumping out of bed and running through the house to answer the phone. You could now have it with you.
Right.
So excellent stuff. What could people expect, or what should they expect if they call you up and say, Joe, you know, I'm calling you at A&M Digital Technologies. I'm interested, but I'm not sure what I need. How do you steer them? What do you tell them?
Well, I always ask them about the signal issue because that's the most important thing to look at. And then, you know, what kind of area are they looking for?
Okay.
As far as, you know, the floor space of what they're trying to cover, and then what kind of cell phone provider they have.
Okay. So those are the things they need to know.
Right.
Do you have a constant signal? How much do you want to spend, and what kind of area you want to cover, and then what kind of service / phone that they have that'll meet up with which model they need.
Right.
All right. You know, this has big implications. Each week you've come on and said, I can save people money.
Right.
And whether it be by getting rid of cutting their cable and watching TV through the internet, and now you're talking about if you don't have great cell phone service, you can get rid of that landline and replace it with one of these and save yourself money each month.
Right. You know, if you're going to pay that kind of money on the cell phone service every month, wouldn't you like at least have be able to use it in every part of the house instead of sitting on the front porch?
And it makes me realize I live in town. I'm spoiled.
Yeah.
You know, ours work everywhere.
Right.
But if you didn't, boy, this could be a big saver. This
Right.
could not only save you, but it could be handy and help you save money each month.
Right.
So that's a big plus. All right. So if someone's interested, I like it. It looks neat too.
And the retail on that is about $400, but we can get it a lot cheaper.
Nice. You know, I've noticed that your Facebook daily specials, you undercut everything, which is pretty crazy. You know, we got a local business in Spencer that's selling stuff cheaper than what you can go buy it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's important. So, pretty neat deal. Again, each and every week, Joe, you're coming on the show and saving people money, or at least telling them how to save money.
Right.
So if someone wants to get a hold of you, they're in. They say, you know what, I have enough signal that's constant. I can, but I need more.
Right.
How they get a hold of you?
You can give us a call at our offices at 304-927-3588 or visit our website at amdigitaltechnologies.com.
And look for you on Facebook. Become your friend on Facebook, and you'll see those daily specials. I'll watch them and just, oh boy, if I had more money, I'd be buying from you every week.
Yeah,
it's craziness. It's craziness. All the good stuff you see. So look them up. A&M Digital Technologies. Joe and Cena McDonald, local business owners. Basketball ended last week. You guys sponsored our Patch Basketball League. It's a crazy winter months of basketball with K through 4.
Oh, but they had fun. They looked like they was having fun.
They had a great time. I was waiting for you to run out on the court and say, foul! And,
well, the whole ratio, 10 kids, 1 adult.
Not worth that bad.
No.
Okay, yep. So
let them play and have a good time. We'll just call it a day.
So keep that in mind. When you go out shopping, when you need some technology, go back through and watch these help desk episodes. Joe, you cover a lot of stuff. A lot of it's money-saving issues, too, as well as help. You know, shop locally. That makes a big difference. Joe and Cena sponsor local events and sponsor local teams. You're coming out to the archery range on Saturday, doing some work out there for us. You know, so keep that in mind. When you want to save some money and you need technology help, A&M Digital Technologies, a local business supporting our community, helping our community, and sponsoring all our shows. So we're hitting the big time. You know, you converted us to podcast, so you'll be able to hear our shows on podcast here as we cycle through.
Yeah, we're on iTunes. Just do an iTunes search for Patch 21. You can pick that up. 5 Minutes Outside with JD is available now. We're working with 5 Minutes Outside with Kale.
The help desk is on the way.
Help desk is on its way, plus another show that we're in production with.
Nice. So lots of good stuff going on. Again, contact these folks, A&M Digital Technology, Joe and Cena McDonald, and I'll wave to Cena McDonald, the producer behind the scenes. Waving back, you can't see her, but so good folks, local here in Spencer. Get all your technology stuff here, and check them out on Facebook, A&M Digital Technologies. All right, well, thank you. That's another episode here of Help Desk with Joe McDonald. And we'll be back next week with some new topics. If you have any topics you want to throw out there, get a hold of Joe, and he'll answer your questions, and you can win some free stuff.
Yeah.
All right, until next week.